Hey everybody, welcome to WWE The People, the podcast for the fans, by the fans. I'm Ted Terzansky. Joining me is the Hurricane Andy Terzansky and Triple J Joe JG. So, gentlemen, it's been a couple weeks. So the Royal Rumble is come and gone. Before we get into Friday, I kind of just want to talk about the Rumble a little bit. I like that the Rumble was unpredictable. The men's Rumble, at least. The men's Rumble was unpredictable. I don't think any of us had Jay winning on their bingo card.
No.
But the women's was very predictable with Charlotte winning. I don't really care about the women's. It's just, I mean, Alexa Bliss had the biggest. She had the biggest pop. Joe Hendry had the second biggest pop.
Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry.
I very much enjoyed Braun Breaker. I thought he had a lot of great moments. I still, at some point between now and in the near future, I want to see him against Jacob Fatu. I don't know if we'll ever get it, but I would like to see that. But what were your thoughts on the Rumble?
Andy, you want to go first?
I mean, it's pretty much equivalent to what Ted said. I mean, it was the men's was unpredictable. At least the winner was, because I think we all had either Cena or Punk winning, and then Jey Uso winning it. And part of me is thinking, like, was that not supposed to happen, or what was this? Was was Jay getting the push? Was that meant to be?
I hated both of the Rumbles. I thought the whole pay-per-view was terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, we all knew who was going to win the women's Rumble, and that kind of was just annoying in itself. And then them throwing the alley-oop and having Jey Uso win makes no sense because the dude can't wrestle. I know he's over, but he can't wrestle.
Right, and I was talking about this with Andy earlier. It's just that, yeah, I'm happy for Jay as a person, but at the same time, it's just like he's not the kind of that can carry a main event at WrestleMania.
They're trying to make him the next Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, and so they just said that earlier in the week that they're struggling with ticket sales, and I can see why. I mean, like, number one, the price for starters, but why? Who wants to pay? You know, was it like what's the highest ticket? It was like 20 grand or something like that.
It's insane. Whatever
But
it's got to be in the 20s. Yeah.
but why would you want to pay? You want to pay all that money to go see Jey Uso and Gunther?
For the fifth time in like a year.
Yeah.
And,
So
and it's Gunther who's carrying these matches.
right,
And they're going to reward Jey Uso with the title.
and
I think it's even more expensive than what it was here.
Yeah, well,
yeah,
here
well,
it's
it's Vegas.
affordable.
It's Vegas. What do you expect?
Yeah.
Well, true, but I'm just saying, like, the value wise, like you said, value wise.
Now,
You know,
before we get in the Friday, I kind of feel like WWE has turned into like the MCU,
They
right?
jumped the shark.
Like they like after WrestleMania was their Avengers Endgame.
Mm-hmm.
Since then, all the storylines have gone to hell. The Bloodline story, it's just
It's gone.
it's gone. You haven't had any decent storylines with the exception of Punk and Rollins.
And that kind of just fizzled out.
Right.
the bloodline has turned into what the MCU did with Kang the Conqueror. After something happened, they didn't know what to do, so now they put Doctor Doom. So now Doctor Doom's coming, and now now here's the Rock again. Like, not, I don't mean to jump the gun the Friday, but like here's the Rock changing everything.
Well, the Rock's. I feel like he's become Vince McMahon 2.0. Just comes in. He's changing the whole storyline, and I
He
guess
did it twice in in what, 2 months?
right.
Mhm.
He
Threw out a
came in-
year's worth of storylines last month, and then this month he's like, uh,
so now what? Like, I don't know what to make of it because it's like
I'm not interested. I got to
Yeah.
tell you that as much as last year I was on cloud nine with it being here and all the storylines, and I'm not interested. I really
Like-
don't care.
like last year it worked. Like, you had it was going to be Rock and Roman. Nobody wanted that, and Cody flipped the script, and it worked.
Right, because Cody was Triple H's guy, and The Rock is obviously The Rock's guy.
Right. So and it worked. It you could not have had a better ending than that. Only thing that would have made it better was Stone Cold, but they couldn't get Stone Cold.
Right.
But it was perfect. This year, Danny, I'm sorry, man. You look like you're in for a dud this year.
I mean, Tiffany Stratton deserves the world, and if they have her drop the belt to Charlotte, it's just a disgrace.
Hmm.
So
I,
that is going to be terrible. Jay and Gunther is going to be terrible.
I
Um, what's set in stone right now, other than those two matches for Mania?
So, well, the talk right now is Cena and Cody for WrestleMania. Now, if that
Right.
happens, does that mean we're getting heel Cody? Cody decides to, you
we
know,
get Homelander versus Peacemaker.
right.
Yeah, I got to tell you right now. Like I said to Frank the other day, is just it's jumped the shark. It's reached its zenith. It reached its zenith, and now it's just like barely holding on at this point.
Is Roman hurt?
I don't know if he's hurt or if it's like a storyline thing.
But I mean, so it's gearing up again for Roman against Rollins.
At Mania, which wouldn't be a bad match. It's a good grudge match.
But they've already had their grudge match, you
Did
know?
they though?
They had their grudge match for the title. Roman won, and then
Right, but he won by disqualification.
right. Okay. I guess, but I
See, I know it doesn't. Nothing intrigues me, Ted. Nothing
Mhm.
intrigues me about any of this going forward.
Yeah.
and
Because the only thing that I could see on the horizon that's a semi interest is CM Punk facing Cody Rhodes and John Cena. That's the only thing I could see that's of interest. Other
that's
than
got it.
that, I
That
don't care.
that to me that makes the most sense though. If you have Cena and Cody, Punk, the favor's got to be throwing Punk in there.
Or I'm thinking along the lines where they do like one of those double, like they're both, Cena and Punk are the last two in the chamber, right? They both, they pass out. One has their arm on him and the other has the arm on the other. So it's kind of like a, double, you know, what do you call it? A double win or whatever you want to call it.
Double KO.
Double KO or something like that.
Yeah.
But I did see it would have made more logical sense to do something weird like that with those two. But now you're getting The Rock coming in and talking about taking people's souls and shit. Like, dude, I felt like I was watching a Yu-Gi-Oh episode or something.
Right. It's just it's it I feel like Triple H is sitting there and he's just behind the backstage, just taking his book, just going,
Triple H is what Paul Heyman was to Vince McMahon back in like 2006.
yeah.
Right now, because Paul Heyman had the idea to do this, and Vince's like, "No, I don't like that. We're doing this." It's like, okay, f me then.
Yeah, and then it's just I have no interest in Elimination Chamber next week.
I, I do to a degree because I want to see Kevin Owens and Sammy.
That's probably going to be the best match.
Yeah, that's going to be the show stealer. I
Because
mean, and
that one's got the most storyline. That makes the most sense.
right.
But
I
the
don't care about Trish the Rock Stratus coming back to like get her 5 minutes of glory either.
Mhm.
yeah, and then you got the women's elimination chamber match,
Oh, whoever
which
wins that faces Ripley, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't care who wins as long
It's
as it's
probably,
not Liv.
Who's in it?
I,
Liv,
I thought it was
uh,
going to be. I thought like they're really trying to push for Io versus Rhea.
Is she in the chamber?
I don't
I
know.
don't know. I don't know that. I don't think they even announced who's in the chamber match.
Well, I think they had all the
Yeah, they
qualifiers.
had all the
So
qualifying matches.
you've got Liv, you've got Alexa Bliss, you've got Bianca
Bianca,
Belair, you've got
Naomi.
and Naomi,
That's I don't
and
see any of
then
them winning.
and I think the fifth one it might be Io. Hold on, let me see.
Pull it up on the old internet.com.
Yeah, the Google and the internet machine. Women's
Yeah, because
Elimination Chamber.
I thought she lost.
So Liv, so
Yeah,
it's
because
Liv
didn't she get
Morgan.
DQ'd? She DQ'd against Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan won that match because of
Yeah,
Rhea.
yeah. So Liv Morgan,
It's
Alexa Bliss, Bianca, Bailey, Naomi, and Roxanne Perez.
Rock.
Okay.
There you go, Roxanne. There you go. I couldn't think
Okay,
of the last
so
one.
they might be trying to strap a rocket to her ass right now. Perez.
Hmm.
Maybe they feed her to Ripley. Or maybe they
I
do a
think it's
Bailey
gonna.
thing.
The only thing the only person I see winning that, it's either gonna be Alexa or Liv.
And if it's Liv, Danny, you're going 0 for 3.
Man, it's just
Yeah.
it's like Brock Lesnar Roman Reigns for the 22nd time.
Right. It got old after the third time.
Yeah, it move on, and it's been a very disappointing couple of weeks, and I feel
Couple of
like
weeks. It's been
future.
disappointing since SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we're at the point for our future shows. We're just going to reminisce. Like, we haven't done one of those in a while, like where we haven't talked about, like, we had one where we did the best games, the best
That's because
matches.
the product has been so good. And now it's
Right.
just like
Now,
it
now
literally
we're
I get it. You go through your ebb and flows and all, but this just hit a brick wall within the last month and a half. It's so boring. Like Cody's boring.
they're
The
only
Rock is
saving
just boring. I mean, Roman, like him coming back every 5 seconds.
their only saving grace is that AEW is worse.
Well, I think Punk and Drew have kept their product alive.
Drew is he's my favorite heel
He's
right now.
great.
I'd love him as a heel.
He's great, and he honestly deserves a run, but they won't give it to him anytime soon.
But I'm enjoying every minute of his heel run. Um, again, Seth, I don't know what you do with him. Like, he's got his feud with Punk, but they ruined that at Raw.
Yeah,
So that was supposed to be that would have been a good match for Elimination Chamber or possibly WrestleMania.
that would have been, yeah.
So I mean,
So I mean, if we're gonna, I don't know who mentioned it, but Roman might interfere and cost Seth the match at Chamber.
I I can see that.
So with that being said, that would set that up. Hell, he might even cost Punk the match. I don't know. I don't know. All I'm gonna say is if Punk doesn't get his main event this year, it's just like it's pretty sad that you're gonna give it to Jey Uso over. That can't be a main event
Well,
match.
and Punk's going to do whatever they tell him to do.
Sure, but I mean, let's just say it cannot be a main event match. Jay and Punk or Jay and Gunther cannot be a main event match
No,
because nobody will stay for it. Nobody
no,
cares.
no. The fact that we know that that's going to be the night two main event, I'm like,
That's the night 2 match.
well, I would imagine it would be because
Oh
because
man.
he won the Rumble.
Oof.
So I mean, he's either going to be night one or night two. But I mean, if you win the Rumble and you get your title shot, you're the main event.
You're supposed to be, but there have been years past that you weren't the main event.
You think you think Punk ends up cashing in his favor on Gunther and Gunther?
No, I
Maybe
think he's gonna.
No,
I think he
it,
does it the Cena and Punk or
it,
Cena and
it wouldn't make
Cody.
sense for him to cash in on
well,
somebody who does. Paul Heyman has no affiliate. Like I said,
well,
Paul Heyman
well,
has
like,
no affiliation with that.
well. I mean, again, I mean, this could be like a desperate move. This could be a desperate corporate move. Like, hey,
Yeah,
listen, they
but Punk has been setting up a story ish with Cody over
Yeah,
the last year or so.
yeah,
It makes more sense for him to go after Cody and Cena be involved in the fold too, because him and Cena have put on classics.
yeah.
But with
And
that being said, I don't know. I really don't know. Does Cody sell his soul? And Triple H is like, well, then you're facing two people. I
he's got it. Well, I know the Undertaker's been talking about a Cody heel run for a while, and that he needs a heel run.
Yeah, but you can't have two heel champions.
No,
That's the problem.
Well,
And they're
I
not doing
think
Gunther any justice feeding him Jey Uso every 5 seconds.
well Jey Uso's I think Jey Uso's walking out with the belt at
Of
Mania
course he is.
because that's the
Yeah,
build
it
up,
has to.
and it doesn't make sense for Gunther to walk out. And if he does, what did it get you? It just doesn't make any sense.
No, I mean honestly, and this is a. I'd rather Sami Zayn be champ than Jey Uso. It makes more sense.
Hulk Hogan
Sami
comes
Zayn is the
Hulk Hogan comes
underdog.
back and walks out with the belt.
He probably would. Sammy Hogan.
Well, guys, let us know what you think in the comments because this is it's hard to gather your thoughts around this because just how disappointing it's been.
It's been brutal. It's been very brutal.
So
No,
so we got Elimination Chamber next week, and then
How many matches are confirmed for that so far? The two Chambers
we
and Sammy and
I think there's three or four.
oh Trish the Rock Stratus is coming back too. I forgot.
Well, there's I think the U.S. title is going to be defended.
Oh really?
I think it's going to be Shinsuke and L.A. Knight.
That's random.
again,
Well, L.A.
I,
Knight wants his title back.
Right, but you literally like you went on a side quest for like 2-3 months. And now all of a sudden you're coming back.
Again, Triple H.
There's no build for it. Like it's boring.
I
They dropped the
thought
ball
there
with
was gonna be
Shinsuke.
I thought there was going to be a build between McIntyre and LA Knight.
That would have made more sense because there was real life
There was real
animosity.
life animosity, yeah. But I don't know. We'll see.
No, we're gonna get Drew and Priest from what I've heard.
I
Danny
That-
0 for 4, man.
Although Drew and Priest doesn't sound that bad, beyond.
Yes, it does. It sounds terrible.
like
You
Damian
got two
Priest.
guys. You got
He's a
two
likable
guys.
baby face, but
Yeah, they're good. They're two guys, but they should not be facing each other. That's a match on Raw. That's not a match for Mania.
yeah, and
No,
and
I agree
Damian
with that.
Priest is he's the botch king.
Yeah, and Drew McIntyre deserves to be facing like a for the title. He deserves what he should have got last year with Seth. He deserves a freaking title run.
And then at some point, I don't know what they're doing with Randy Orton either.
Yeah, dude, he's
He-
MIA.
He's been MIA, and I don't know if he's hurt. I don't know if it's just
Well, he deserves to take the time off. He's done it all.
well, yeah, and I think for
They're
Cena's
probably
retirement
saving
match,
Orton-
it's
it's probably saving Orton for Cena's retirement.
Yeah, I mean he's not integral to any storyline right now. It's not like Roman Reigns, for instance.
well, see, I'm brainstorming right now. So I think if Cody does quote sell his soul, I don't think. Well, I don't see Cody dropping the belt at Mania.
No, I don't either at this point.
Depending on who he's
Depends on who
facing.
the opponent is.
If it's Cena, I don't see him dropping it to Cena. The only way, if it's Punk, maybe, but
I don't know. I don't think so.
There's not enough. There's not enough build up.
There's nothing there. There's no nuance.
So, and The Rock doesn't seem like he's going to be wrestling at all at Mania.
No.
So he's going to be he's confirming it for. I heard he's confirmed for next year's Mania, but I don't know. I just my expectations for WrestleMania are so low right now.
yeah. Like I said, I'll watch Chamber for the sake of saying I watched it, but
What
I feel
happens in
like-
Vegas? What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
at this point, it might as well.
Right. I mean, like last year was one of the best WrestleManias ever.
And I'm being biased a little bit because we were there. But with that being said,
It was definitely up there.
the storylines were perfect.
This
Sammy,
year.
Sammy's storyline, as much as I couldn't stand him, his storyline was good. Drew's storyline was good. Cody's storyline was obviously very good.
Rhea's storyline was good.
Who?
Rhea.
Right, with Becky and all that stuff. That was perfect. Yeah. It's just like, meh.
You had a perfect cash in at WrestleMania. Yeah, and I mean there's no money in the bank winners left, right? That they're all
Right.
cashed in.
No, they're all cashed in.
Did they?
Priest cashed in last year at Mania.
Oh, that's right. And Drew cashed in that night and lost it. Oh, yeah. See?
And then Tiffany's the current champion right now.
Right.
Yeah, I hope they don't have Charlotte. It's just like I
Listen, it's all roads are leading to it.
Mhm.
All
I,
roads are leading to it.
I think Tiffany's going to beat Charlotte. To be honest with you,
Well, I like
I
your
think Tiffany's going to beat.
enthusiasm.
Yeah, I think Tiffany beats Charlotte.
and
I
then
like your
That
enthusiasm, Andy.
yeah.
and Becky's going to be returning at some point.
They kept saying that she was supposed to, but haven't seen anything.
And then Jade will be back at some point as well. I mean, she's soaking up the sun right now.
Yeah,
So, oh well, boys. Well, it'll be an interesting couple of weeks. I my expectations are just so low.
I can sense
Um,
the enthusiasm.
yeah, just like I don't know, I don't know what to talk about.
Are we even going to get an Intercontinental title match?
Who is the Intercontinental Champion anymore?
Right? Isn't it Breaker?
Braun
Oh,
Breaker,
see, another my point exactly.
and that's another one. Like he's
Like
got
no one's
so
trying
much
to break it.
potential, and they're wasting his talent.
Yeah, he'll
I-
drop the belt to like Fandango or some shit.
Oh my God.
Akira Tozawa.
Yeah, this is the shit that the Rock will come back and take his soul and take his title too.
I would like to see Braun Breaker be the next Paul Heyman guy.
Can we just talk about how stupid that segment was?
Which one?
The Rock and the Soul thing. Like I can't get over.
Like
how
I said,
stupid
I
that
watched
was.
it, and I after I watched it, I literally had the Ron Swanson like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I literally sat there and even the audience was like, "What? Like, I want your soul. Like, what the what? Ugh.
Let's see who you really are. It's Tony Khan.
It's the dumbest thing in the world. It made no sense. And then people, the neck beards and all that stuff are trying to justify, like, oh, he's talking about how, he's Vince McMahon and he know how Vince McMahon used to take people's souls. I'm like, shut up. Can we listen? The Rock is The Rock. I can't stand him personally, but back in the day, he was fantastic, and he never had a bad segment. That was a bad segment.
Well, and this
You're
is what,
welcome.
yeah, but that's the thing. He's a shareholder, and he's got creative control, and that's he's Vince McMahon 2.0.
If he had came back and he didn't do what he did last month and basically just destroyed all that storyline with saying, "Oh, me and Cody are BFF now," and didn't you just like beat him with a belt last year and threaten to kill his mom and stuff? Like what the?
Yeah, like you walked past the trailer, and you're just like, I respect you, I hate your son.
Yeah, yeah. And then it's like, "Oh, I'm gonna beat your mom" and all that stuff. It's like, what the hell is going on?
I think even Cody even looked like, what the hell are you doing?
Cody was too busy crying.
Cody
I can't
is
take it anymore.
Yeah.
I can't take it anymore. Anytime you mention a guy's dad, stop.
I'm a jerk for laughing at that.
My dad died. I don't cry every time someone mentions him.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. I'm very much considering getting a TNA subscription because I feel like SmackDown and Raw are just gonna be too boring to watch.
You think? Well, The Rock seems to have dabbed his toes into NXT too, so that might be next.
My expectations are low because his daughter's calling the shots in NXT, which that actually has a good storyline to it. With his daughter's the general manager.
Right, because she
know,
couldn't wrestle.
someone gives her a hard time. She goes to daddy. Daddy takes care of the problem.
Which, if you put it in storyline, would make a lot of sense.
Right.
But if you're doing it in like, it's like, oh yeah, you got taken care of because you are who you are.
Well, like what are you gonna do now? Like corporate ministry 2.0?
Oh, The Rock walking down with that fake title, and does he have the goatee like the Undertaker too?
He's crucifying Cody Rhodes.
Jesus. Oh my god. Or like Tozawa or some random person.
Sami Zayn.
That doesn't work for him, brother.
Saudi Arabia.
Oh my God, Natalia, is she still wrestling? Did you say
I,
Natalia?
No, I
not,
didn't. I didn't say
I
Natalia.
thought I thought I heard Andy say Natalia. I'm
no,
sorry.
I said because you said you're crucifying Sami Zayn. I said in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, oh my God.
And then there's that too. Royal
Yeah.
Rumble in Saudi Arabia next year. Something nobody asked for.
You remember that scene in Titanic when the two watchmen are on the crow's nest and they're like, "Oh, iceberg!" Like ringing the bell. Like this is what it feels like right now.
Yeah.
This is exactly what it feels like. We're moments away from that impact.
Well, hope.
This is such an uplifting episode.
Yeah. I mean, it just
The
we
Rock, the Rock wants to go after Cody's mom. Now they're best friends, and
see what happens when we don't have a show in 3 weeks.
yeah. But even still, even if we did have a show every week, there
I'm
still would have been.
saying I'm saying because we're not having a show that it's gone downhill. If we
Oh,
kept
well,
the
it's
show,
because of us. The show went downhill.
yeah. That I'm trying to go with that excuse, but thanks for ruining it.
I'm sorry. I thought you were saying that, like, oh, we should have been keeping up with this and all. It's like, no, there really wasn't much to talk about.
Well, there's only one person who can save us, and that person is Joe Hendry.
I don't even know at this point. The Rock might want his soul too.
Well, he wants John Cena.
Yeah, I would like to see that match down the line.
Yeah, I mean nothing's gonna materialize from that. It'll probably be a cameo appearance here or there, but
Right.
it for a good laugh. Oh, speaking of laugh, R-Truth. He is the WWE Deadpool.
He is funny.
Like where he's counting and then he gets up and goes two, two.
That's like their saving grace is like the comedic effects or the comedic like what do you want to call it? The not the side characters, but basically the comedy breaks is what it's
Yeah,
saving them
yeah,
at this point.
yeah.
Stan Lee cameos.
Yeah, at this point it's just like I don't know. Maybe we'll find out more this week, but who knows?
I really hope that there's there's something that brews up, something that makes all this shit make sense. Does it?
You know what? The Charlotte and Tiffany match. I hope our truth makes the appearance on that.
No, that should be a match where Tiffany goes over to like, catapult her to that main event
Right,
status.
Tiffany pulls the upset and just retains the title and wins clean.
Like, because look, last year with Rhea, they had her go over on Becky. It was like, yeah, that was her, prop up moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just that every time Charlotte comes back, they got to give her the belt, and
Charlotte Hogan.
yeah, yep, exactly. Well, guys, thanks a lot, guys, because it was a good discussion, and hopefully things will materialize down the road. We'll actually have an exciting WrestleMania. Don't give up hope, but we'll see.
No, don't give up hope.
Yep. So, guys, let us know what you think in the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you guys next time. All right. See you
See you
guys.
later. Don't give your souls to anybody.
Yes.
Adrenaline